So Everton and Sean Dyche have been hit with a 10-point points deduction. This means Everton go into the relegation zone. And today we can't be having that. Just ignore the kit. Because today we're taking over Sean Dyche's men. And we are, of course, making Everton the greatest team in world football. We've got to win the Champions League. We've got to win 2 trophies to accompany that. And now we've got to take 3 players from the original squad on the journey. Yes, that's going to be extremely difficult as the first things first today. Counter-attacking football. Sean Dyche, get it to the big man. 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
This is the team that we're going to be using, and it's fair to say there's nothing stopping our spending, so we can spend money on players to sign. Captain Keane comes over to us and says, I'm glad to be working again with you, boss. But today, we're Sean Dyche, and we're replying, shut up, Keno, we've got stuff to do. And that test, of course, will be to overcome our minus 10 points difference. At the moment, it says we're level with everyone else. That's because I can't put the minus 10 on till the end of the season. It would make kind of sense to do it at the end rather at the start, a huge disadvantage. Probably why people hate that it's happened in real life, as I just had to transfer Iwobi out, forgot that he'd left the club, and this is what we're left with, as we probably have to play Dobbin on the right-hand side, but we will look for a right mid, as I know the strength we've got in depth as well. We've got young players like Gardner, Godfrey, Braithwaite and Patterson, but with a 10 points deduction, I'm kind of thinking potentially relegation, so I'm going to give us the best shot to start off with, and if this team doesn't work, we can switch it to the youth and try and build them up in the championship. And star-wise as well, we've got a very good scout here, Reggie Brown. Let's see what he's got for us. If you don't know how scouting works on this channel now, it is we just get 3 players from the country we're in each year, and this year, it's not awful. I mean, Taylor Young, he could grow old and become a very good player for the Toffees. And I know we need 1 right midfielder, but I'm going to try and sign 2 players out wide. 2. Because we've got 1 for cheap. Welcome to the club, Dan James. We'll have to change his number from 13. That is unlucky, from a recently relegated player to a team that's definitely going to be fighting it. We also sold Andre Gomez in the build-up. Money. Cha-ching, as this is the next man as well. This man, less of a Sean Dyche signing, coming from the Bundesliga. Went there before for Wout Weghorst, as this time it's Jakub Kaminski. From the same team Weghorst was at, Wolfsburg, producing Sean Dyche some magic. James will be the one to step in, however, so Kaminski is still on that bench. I am going to trust Cannon and Gardner as well to be my backup brigade. Same with Patterson, Braithwaite. Young's probably done here. Alli may be a loan deal, and the same can be said for Dobbin. There we go. We've managed to find Dobbin the loan to meet up with Warrington at Plymouth. Also, Gabaman's gone back to Mainz, but Dele Alli with a championship move, and I feel good for the man. As here we are, Fulham with the Gegenpress. Coming to Goodison to press, I don't mind it, as look at the team they have. They do have a Iwobi on the bench as well. Matoma, a good signing. We are shattered, and we look finished already. 2-0 to Fulham, Reed and Vinicius, and that is not a great start to the Prem. And this, lads, this is where we sit so far. 20th position. We are 5 points above the drop zone. However, we've still got that minus 10 to be put on, to be slapped in our faces. And that would take us still to 18th. We could still survive here as the squad as well. Oh, there's some stinky bits. I think Idrissa Gana Gueye has to step out for Doucouré, and Patterson comes in for Coleman. He gets his shot, the Scotsman, as team-wise. Oh, we've got transfer requests from Idrissa and Ben Godfrey. To be fair, he's probably out the plans, as you won't believe this. Not only is our top scorer a man on loan to us in Danjuma, but the top scorer is not at the club. It's Neil Maupay, who's scoring for fun at the Bees. Unbelievable. To be fair, they're 2 points above us. Do we be a bit cheeky here? I might do it, you know. I might do it. It's going to cost us 106k, but we're going to recall Neil Maupay. Sorry, Cannon. We'll try and find you a loan deal now, but that is another scorer hopefully in. As money-wise, we have 28 mil. And with that cash, I'm immediately drawn to the idea that we sign someone that may not leave when we're in the championship, is affordable, but still can grow. After all, Danjuma's on loan, so Miron Boadu from Monaco. A thin squad now, as he's going to be on the bench alongside Maupay, as I'm gambling on goals to save us. Boadu is 23-year-old, 74 rated, and please have an impact. As at the end, we finish in 11th position. Now, I'm not going to open the standings. I don't want to see what the relegation teams are on. The team's growth is rather stinky. Very stinky. It looks like potential hasn't kicked into play. Goal scorers as well. Maupay came back to us and didn't even get one. It was actually Calvert-Lewin and Danjuma, of course, carrying us. Have the lone boys got on all right? Dele Alli's gone up by 1. What about Dobbin? He's gone up to 71. What about Warrington? 68. Seems like Plymouth's had a good season. But we've got to check. We've got to check with the minus put on. We do survive in the Premier League. In real life, they have a shot of survival, of course. And here they do it as well. Wolves even finished a point below us, or goal difference below us. Get in there, Toffees. As FA Cup, no. It would be nice to get a trophy alongside it, but unfortunately we won't. It's all about now avoiding another points deduction and improving this team, making it hopefully Europa League contenders maybe very soon. And we are straight into another Premier League season with Everton. I absolutely love it, as I'm loving the look of that academy. How's it going? Well, we've had a good increase this year. Only one player below the rating of 50. And of course, Taylor Young's going to get that promotion, and he's going to be loan listed. As for the rest of the team, a lot of players on international duty, but positionally, I want to give Braithwaite a chance, but maybe another central defender. But I would definitely say a young centre mid to go with Onana. Speaking to Onana as well, I'm going to say, how's he finding life as the new captain? And he's actually quite shocked with it. He doesn't want the armband. Oh, well, I gave him it over Keane because I thought Keane would actually play less. And I still stand by that. So my captain going forward is going to be Jordan Pickford. Yeah, because he's the highest rated. He's a goalkeeper. He's a shouter on the field. I like that in my leader as 57 million as well. I like that in my budget. We could have even increased that by selling Pickford, but I'm not in a selling mood. I'm in a buying mood. As Sean Dyche is going to be standing with Jordan, welcoming in our new signing, Oliver Skipp, from his old club, Burnley. I think it's an incredible signing, but as always, we like to make our signings in one batch. So coming in as well for 15 million, Serginho Dest. There we go. That's a lot better. I do trust Dest to be better than Mykolenko. And Ollie Skipp is an improvement on Doucouré. The only problem is Gardner. I really want Gardner to fill into this squad. It's just going to take time and potentially a loan deal. But as you can tell, we've loaned a lot of players out already. I'm going to go ahead and do it, though. I'm going to do it. I hope he finds maybe a championship move, as I love our realistic loans. You can see we've got players out, including Tom Cannon again, Dobbin, and the first game of the season, Leeds United. We've got Garner out. He's gone on loan to Watford. I believe it's the second time he's gone there, as it's going to be the first time we win our first game. Please don't let me down, lads, as I open my eyes. Sorry? I don't know how to feel about that result. We just lost 4-1 to Leeds. Honestly, give us a points deduction. Why didn't the relegators last year? Horrendous result, but we've got to move on. And I'm going to actually do the strength thing again, taking Patterson out, Destin, Mykolenko. Sorry to Nathan, but he will be in the team very soon, I believe, if this team playing right here can just keep us up for the time being. And this season, I'm not even lying, it's safety again. It is safety again. I'm happy with this. I'm relatively happy. I mean, we've got to start winning some trophies somehow. We're in season number 2. And I wanted to improve a little bit more. I want to make Everton the top of the top. Not just 80 raters, 90s we need in this team. As the highest rated is Jordan Pickford. Scoring-wise, Boadu. Million Boadu. A bit of a renaissance for the man. I actually like that. Almost 80 rated as the lone watch. It's Gardner who's 77 rated. Now, I wanted him maybe 79-ish. It's alright. It's alright. But Thomas Cannon. Now, we've used him recently in a save this year, but the man just grows exponentially. I love this player. I really do. As we've got 28 million. Now, where has that come from? It's come from the sale of Dele Alli. He's gone probably for his release clause to Sociedad. Good luck to you, Dele. I hope you find some more form and turn into the player that you can be. And no, that's a nice ending to the man who wants to revive his career. I salute you, Dele, as we are in the FA Cup as well. This season, we host Swindon Town, who I've got to try and feel confident about because we are out of the Carabao. Luton making it all the way as we need a trophy. Come on, the Carabao. And I meant to say FA Cup. It's a good season. I mean, look at the ratings in the Everton squad. I love dynamic potential. Branthwaite's reaching his. He's got some pace for a defender. Tarkowski hasn't, but he's still going up. As are we going up in the world? We don't even get to check the league table before seeing Everton win their first trophy. FA Cup in the bag as it is a 10th place finish in the Prem. So far away from Crystal Palace. We were so clear and we were kind of clear of 7th place. 7 points off. Not happy with that. But maybe next season we could push forward as I want to check the loan deals. I want to see how these are doing. Young is our main player and he's done very well. Reece Welsh at Grimsby didn't play a game as then Mills not very good. Dobbin has, again, not played much. One FA Cup game, but 76 rated. Love the increases in the young players, but one who's not had his luck is Patterson, as he's going to come to us and ask for a loan deal because he believes he's better than Mykolenko. Well, Patterson, you're going to have to prove it, and I am going to grant that wish. So at the start of season number 3, there is only one initial aim, and that is to win the Community Shield. When we're pushing for trophies, you better damn believe I'm counting it as one, as the Academy this year. George Gardner. Now we could have 2 Gardners in the team. The only thing is, we've got Young, Mykolenko, Patterson, and Dest. And now, we know our focus is getting this man out, but is there anyone who could step in like Young could? But the main player coming back from loan deals has to be Tom Cannon. I literally don't want the man to be that good. I want to play Bouadou and Calvert-Lewin, but he's going to push them all the way. We've also got Garner back, who's going to push Onana and Skip, and Dobbin, who isn't ahead of Kaminsky, but he's 1 rating behind. Madness. As budget-wise, after contracts, we have 57 million. I feel like Sean Dyche has to go out and get a big player. We've got no choice about it. The squad is good enough. It just needs huge improvements. So sorry to Dan James in particular because we're replacing him, a player that is brought to the club probably through another player. Patterson said he didn't like Mykolenko, but Viktor Tsiagankov will probably be in the team just because of him. A fellow Ukrainian who's going to be on the opposite wing to Mykolenko. And that sparks outrage in Patterson, believing there's favoritism in the team. He's only just started this season, and look at him, absolutely fuming with our management. At least his new winger should be good. And Kaminsky, on the other hand, who I thought was going to be decent, he now gets a loan deal out of the club. And there we go. He's found a loan deal. He's going back to Scotland to Rangers. And it's kind of imperative that he works out because Taylor Young, our academy player, of course, been snapped up by one of the big teams. Why do people not want to stay? At the biggest club in England, we won the FA Cup, and we're going to test ourselves against City again. The team we beat in the final, and oh man, it took penalties to beat us. The Ukrainian actually missed a penalty for us. Tyskengov, I'm sorry, mate. You've got to improve against Sheffield United, and that is improvement. We win our first game of the season, and a first half brace from the man. Listening to my words, Marcus Rashford mentality, as now we go into the rest of the year. And halfway through the season, ratings have shot up a lot. Let's have a look at these. 85 Bouadou, Calvert-Lewin, Tsiagankov, and Pickford. That is mental. Even the bench as well. We've got an 80 rated Garner now. The real player that I want to see, though, is the man the man out on loan. He hasn't played a game. He hasn't played a game. And I have to apologize to him when he comes back because his rating has shot up. As speaking of shooting up, we've got Tyskankov, who's scored 14 goals after his first 2 at the start of the season. He's carrying it on. As in the league. Oh, I mean, we're below the rivals. Aston Villa are top of the league. But we're 4th in the Prem. And not only that, but look at us Carabao Cup. Now, we play the top of the league, Villa. But as standings go, you have got to say we're in with a real shot of our 2nd trophy. And I was a big idiot at the start of the season as well, because Europa League, we won the FA Cup. We've got Salzburg in the preliminary, as in the group. Oh, in the blue and white group, we should have done a lot better than that. Oh, lads, you bottle jobs. Premier League, we finished 6th, so if we haven't won the Europa League or won the FA Cup, I think it still should be Europa League, even if we haven't done the Cup. It was the Carabao we were looking best in, and oh, we absolutely hammered Millwall. Feel sorry, but the Lions have been mauled. We beat the other Lions in Villa on penalties. Lucky, but we've got trophy number 2. And as you probably guessed by the way we didn't stop off in the season, we didn't get through in the Europa. We didn't get semi-finals, quarter-finals. 7-1 to Chelsea. Ooh. Makes it worse that they're a league rival. As the team's ratings as well, just look at those. 86ers all around now. It's probably a centre-half we need next year. And Patterson will come back. He will play. And he realises I was wrong. And that managers make mistakes. Sean Dyche has made mistakes before. Everyone has. As 25 goals for a non-mistake. The signing of Tyskankov, probably without Mikalenko behind him now. As 22 goals for Boadu. 14 for Lewis Dobbin. That is a shock, as Calvert-Lewin's had a similar increase with less goals. And he's a starter. And that is amazing. So a brilliant Everton team with all of them being out on international. McNeil not very happy. Sorry, mate. I'm guessing that's got something to do with the England international selection, not just us. As we'll have to have some money. Europa League qualifying, a trophy in the bank, 80 million to spend. Again, it's about finding that player, and look at Kaminsky. He's not had the growth we probably wanted. Same with Welsh, so same with Keane. We need a centre-back. Tarkowski is getting old, 33-year-old, and he is probably not Europa League worthy. A competition we will have fun in if we can keep our squad. Look at the contracts. Pickford, the captain, running out. We've got to sign him up. Jordan, you're very influential in this squad. Please show the boys how it's done. And he doesn't even have to answer with words because he's in our office. He's putting pen to paper, and that is how a leader does it. He'll be a leader to academy players as well. As the academy's still going, we're not shutting it down. But unfortunately, with where we are, it doesn't look like the players will manage in the Europa. Our squad's flying past anyone else's, but in a bad move, we've actually lost Dobbin. Shame to lose an academy player, but hey, we get a bit of money for it. Money that will be used to bring in our new centre-back. Welcome to the club, King Min Jae. Now he is gonna just excel in a 4-4-2 formation with some solid players in front of him. You can't tell me an 86 rated under 30 won't be brilliant in the Prem. We're gonna see how he does as well. Leeds United, we've got to get the 4-1 thrashing they had on us earlier on out of us heads. And we've got to trust Boadu and Calvert-Lewin. Both 87 rated. Kaminsky with a goal. And Kim Min-jae got a yellow. But it shows you he's done his work. Only Pepe scoring. And Everton pushing on. The only thing we need to kick on in now is Europe. We've won 2 trophies. We want the Champions League next. But for now, Europa League with Ghent, Besiktas, FCSB. We sit top of the group as it stands on alphabetical order, or I don't know because there's a B in there, but however, we don't care. We just don't care. We just got to win it. And an unhappy squad still come halfway through. It's actually McNeil that's not unhappy anymore. Maybe because he's still in this team somehow, which is underperforming in the Prem. And yes, 9th in the Prem for Everton in this save is rough. I mean, it's not the deduction like real life as we sit top of the group. At least there is a positive, and there may be another because we're in the Carabao Cup semi-finals again. No pressure in those though. It was 22 million. I was thinking maybe a McNeil replacement, but because of financial reasons, of course, we're not going to do that. I'm going to trust, I can't believe Calvert-Lewin and Boadu, 88 rated each. I'm going to trust the rest of the squad, skip with a transfer request. I'm going to still try and put them in the shop window by letting them play out the remainder of the year. And semi-finals made. Everton, what a club. Boadu's old team with Milan and Bilbao. I'm glad we kind of avoided those two, but the Premier League moving up. And to be fair, we're getting closer to Arsenal and Villa. I'm not going to check the Carabao and FA Cup for that liking just yet, as they do have a decent squad. Super Dean Henderson in goal. Big fan of Dino. Big fan of that result. Calvert-Lewin's hat-trick sees us beat them in the second leg as well. No, it doesn't. What am I on about? In the first leg, Calvert-Lewin missed a penalty in the second with Branthwaite and Cannon, the young gun, shooting us through. Do you get it, Cannon? Shoot. I was trying to make a joke there. So can we win it? Will we win it? You bet we will! Champions League for the Toffees, and it is 3 goals from, again, original players, 2 Calvert-Lewin and Dwight McNeil. Sends us to the Champs League. Love it, and an FA Cup final against Leyton Orient. If we lose this, I don't care. I don't care about getting Champions League, because if we lose this, it's embarrassing. My heart skipped a beat when I saw the 1 for Leyton Orient, but still, another trophy in the cabinet. And Premier League, we finished in a Conference League spot. Of course, we're not going to be playing in that, luckily. And the Carabao, we lost to Newcastle on penalties. We beat Villa the year before on pens. I guess that's only fair. The Blues in the blue competition this year, but it won't make us feel blue. Champions League football with 90 million as well in our back pocket. How will Dyche spend it? I hope well, but before that, we're getting James Gardner here. He wants a lot more game time and says he's been underused. Dyche ain't taking no prisoners, though. He knows he's been underused, but ultimately, he's going with Oliver Skip. Yes, the man who put a transfer request in, but still, we're going to have to trust him. Gardner, unhappy by it, but not very unhappy because he knows he's playing Champions League football. That should convince anyone. As first team wise, McNeil's the replacement, however, defender. I want a defender into the club. I am no chance just going with Braithwaite and Kim Min-jae, trusting them and then getting someone injured to just screw all our chances. Because honestly, I do feel like we stand chances. We've got one of the world's best in Miriam Bourdieu. And academy-wise as well, Gardner's kept on going. But just like the other Gardner, he won't really be utilised and not going to get in the first team, any of them. Instead, we're going to outsource and we're going to bring in a player from the Championship, from the EFL to the UCL. Welcome Daniel Ballard. Straight onto the bench, and Kaminski's actually almost 80 rated now. Neil Maupay is still here. And Cannon, of course, 83 rated. We've got our backup now, and now it's for even more replacements. So welcome McNeil's, well, I'd say alter ego. As he's the same rating, he's gone to the same clubs. Burnley, now Everton. It is Jacob Ramsey. I'm pretty sure that's the Ramsey brother that went to Burnley. I'm actually not. It could be the Aston Villa one. I don't know, but all I know is, and it's very close between him and McNeil. I am just going to opt for the pace and dribbling of Ramsey. So there we go. That's our season for the Prem and the UCL. We didn't even go out and spend that much as well. We've still got 30 million as we've got a Super Cup, but not a Community Shield. You win some and you lose some as we win our first game of the season. And Jebison with a goal, but it's Jacob Ramsey. It's Ramsey, and that does not look good on Dwight McNeil. It's a brilliant start to the year as well. We're above the rivals Liverpool, and we're going to check the Champions League. We've got Juve, Celtic, and Victoria Pleasant. That is quite interesting, you know. I'm very excited to see how we do as well. with Jacob Ramsey on the wing. And this year, it actually might be Champions League football through the league and us doing well in all competitions. Because usually when you do well in the Prem, you don't do well in the Champions League. But we're through, and Monaco we meet again. Hello, old friend. We hammered them in the semis of the Europa as we hammered our group. Juve did actually beat us, I think, though. And to be fair, I don't know what else to focus on. We do have an injury to skip. So, Gardner, I know you didn't like that he wasn't starting, but you will get a chance. He's only 1 rating lower now. His chance is in the Champs League. And he should be stepping in for a win. A routine win. Come on, lads. We know how to beat these. Got a lot of goals last time. And a Boadu hat-trick against the former club. Surely he'll have to celebrate at least one of those goals, as we've got 290+ overalls up top. We do only draw the second game, though. Onana and Calvert-Lewin. But Everton are settled. Quarter-final bound, I think. I had to jump ahead of myself as we've got a neutral game against Chelsea, but we've got the same run that we had in the Europa League last year. Madness, another team that we have beaten. We should be beating. Ooh, but we lose 1-0. Tomori, the actual troublemaker for them, but still, I've got faith in our team. We've got 90 rated all over, and a penalty shootout is what actually saves us. Fair play, Milan, fair play. You gave us a scare. But I don't care, because no one misses a penalty here. Poet and I don't even know it. Oh, but the next team bore off Real Madrid. I want to check as well, is Young playing? No, he's not. He's actually not, but Arda Güler is. Bellingham is. They've got a solid squad. Their strikers can't be as good as ours, though, and they're not. Calvert-Lewin and Jacob Ramsey again. Onana. We're 1 foot into the final. We've just got to make sure we win the second leg, please. Boadu, please, what's wrong with our squad? Something was wrong with the squad, but not the starting 11. Calvert-Lewin has sent Everton to the Champions League final. A trophy-filled season with a cup final against the rivals. But after that, it will be Juventus, actually, in the UCL. Some might say the FA Cup final was more important than that final right there, because it was against the fierce ones, and Liverpool win it. Lucky, lucky, very lucky, but they're not lucky enough. Just like us, nowhere to be seen in the top 8. Everton win the Premier League title. That went unnoticed. I literally never checked the Prem at all. Usually I like to have a couple of looks, but no, just left it to be. And what a choice that was. The Dutch forward's been scoring goals for fun, but can he score vital goals to win Everton the UEFA Champions League? Sean Dyche, Champions League final. The words do not correlate. We've also got a suspended Onana, so in comes Skip again. Oh, I'm wearing the away kit as well. I don't see the reasoning behind that. We should be in the home blue as Mikalenko, not with a great start there. It's a run through the middle. It's Pedri, weaving, big block, Branthwaite. I don't like that start to the game. I don't like it at all. Our team's definitely good enough, and look at that from Pattison. He wanted to play, and now he's playing in the biggest game of all. Just pass through this middle. Look at this. Now he's actually got his foot on the ball. It's rather simple. Cross comes in. Tyskankov with a brilliant one. Back in there, and what's happened? Is that a penalty? No way we've won one straight away. It was fizzed in. Zaniolo. He's hit an arm. He's hit an arm. That is a spot kick, and Calvert-Lewin with an instant chance to put Everton in front in the Champions League. Oh, Szczesny actually calms me down a bit. I thought we were really going to get in front well there. I really got my hopes up, but still, we'll continue the dominance. Tyskankov with the shot from range. Everton, man. Everton, we've been absolutely dominant in this game. Sean Dyche has us playing some free-flowing football as Skip's even trying his luck. So far, we've got absolutely nothing to show for it. Nothing. Nada. Calvert-Lewin will be distraught. Of course, we do keep the faith with him, and we keep him on the field. Thomas Cannon will have to sit on the bench for a little bit longer. Juve coming forward. This isn't like them and like us in defense. It's a good tackle, though. And all eyes went on the referee right there. The dive-in was good. We managed to steal the ball, and now they will try and manage running at us. Adli, it's a very, very tame challenge from us. And now it's a chance for them. Cabral. King Min Jae was in the way, though, and Tyskankov can play a 1-2 with Boadu. If we could squeeze that through to Calvert-Lewin, that's a good ball. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Can he turn provider from the man who's usually in the box? Jacob Ramsey pulls it back. James Gardner hits it through bodies. Oh, man. That should have been another one as well here. But Jacob Ramsey feeding a ball into Ollie Skip. Look at the space allowed. Here it is. Here's our winger on the ball. And Thijs Gankov does break the deadlock, finally. A team that usually always signs him on career mode, for me personally as well, from my experience, is Juventus. But this time, he's the man to break the deadlock for the Toffees. Just passing it in, and Chesney has finally been beaten. The best player on the field, so... You are joking. You are absolutely joking. Where has that come from? Zaniolo? Pickford, mate. You should be picking that out of the net. You should be putting it round the post. I can't believe that's genuinely just happened. Like, all the excitement has just been sucked out of me. A pop cross into the box. And Juve, who we've absolutely dominated, our level. We need to... Gardner, what was that? We need to be better than what we have been. Again, they've whipped a ball into the box and almost got there. Now it's up to Boadu. And to be fair, the man can keep on running. He's not being caught. It's Vitinha. Oh my days, we still might nick this. It's Boadu to pass it home. And just when we thought we were back in the danger, we scrape out of it. The greatest individual goal I think we will ever see, running through and placing it to the bottom bit of Chesney's net. He's been unstoppable, but now... he's definitely not stopping them. Seriously, what a game. And now I'm keeping my eye on Pedri, because I know he can whip a ball in to anything. There's a shot and there's a save. That's a sign that the game isn't over. And Zaniolo picking straight up on it. But the referee blows his whistle and doesn't give Juve that extra attack. Everton are Champions League winners. And it's come from two of, I think, the greatest signings we've ever made in career mode history. Thijs Gankov and Myron Boadu, reviving his potential to win Everton the big one. And despite the absolute howler we've got to admit that he's had, Jordan Pickford will still be the man to lift the trophy for the Toffees. He's been a mainstay through the points deduction, and there we have it. Our goalkeeper almost launching it into the sky with them long throw-ins that he takes. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, inspired by real life, this one. If you do think any real life inspired Football Manager FC saves can happen, comment them down below and I will try to get onto those very shortly.